This is Diane Lepasic,
And Sage Lepasic.
and this is Appilicious from Lepasic's Orchard. Today we're going to make caramel apple bark. Somebody kind of sent Kim a link to this, and it looked like it was kind of interesting, so that's where we're going. Came from My Heavenly Recipes online. So, to start with, we're going to take that chocolate. We're going to make our own little changes because it's what we do. But we got a bag of milk chocolate chips here, and Sadie's going to just put them into a bowl. And then she's gonna microwave them to melt them. I always like to melt all this stuff in the microwave, but what I like to do is put it on defrost. So she's gonna put it on defrost. We'll let it go for a little while. It's harder to burn it on defrost. In a microwave, you can burn your chocolate or whatever when you do it that way. So, and then the next thing we do is.
What's the food weight in pounds?
Don't put it, just turn it to start. It didn't do it. Okay, just to give it true, and then do start. It asks the food weight in pounds. I don't know how much food we have in there. I don't care. So we just push to and start. So, they asked for a piece of, it said to put it on a piece of parchment paper, and I happen to have parchment paper, which I never even opened. If I didn't, I probably would just grease this pan really good, put some butter on it or something. Sadie's gonna get the parchment paper over because she's better at that than I am. So if we can get it back in the box so we can use the cutter, we're just gonna take this parchment paper on the pan, good to go. Okay, and then while that's being done, I'm gonna cut up the apple. It says to dice the apple and then dab it with paper towel. So Sadie, I'm gonna cut it up and then bring those paper towels and you can just kind of dab. When that stops, you wanna stir it. And use a knife. So when I'm dicing an apple, what I will do is just cut it along the core so that the core in the end is just going to be a square here in the middle. I'm going to leave the peel on this apple. Just going to.
That is not melted at all.
Well then, okay, just put it in again. Then maybe take a bowl like this, Sadie, and put the paper towels in it. We'll put the apples in there and kind of just shake them up in that paper towel. They want you to dry the apple a little bit because we're going to put it into the caramel, and it can make the caramel kind of runny if you have too much juice in it. So, and this is also a recipe which sounds super amazing. We've never tried it before, but I think it's going to be super good. But they do warn that you might want to eat it up fairly soon because it's going to have pretzels in here, and the juice from the apples can make the pretzels kind of soggy. So we'll put that to the test. I just shot some apple. He did some little chunks of apple going across the counter. We're going to put 2 apples in here. Recipe might have called for 1, but I think 2 would be better. So when I get done, all I have is a square core. We'll send that to the chickens. So I think any kind of apple's probably fine in here. Some, I just use what I happen to have here. Some apples won't turn brown more than others, so that might be nice. It's early in our season, I didn't have a lot of choices, I think they'd all be good. I guess I wouldn't pick the sweetest apple that you got, just because there's gonna be a lot of sweet in here with all the caramel and the chocolate. Good. Okay, Sadie's gonna check on our chocolate again. And I'm sure it's probably not yet done. But the other thing that we're gonna have, after that the apples are gonna go into is caramel. Now, it says you can get 35 individually wrapped caramels and you can unwrap them all, or you can go to our store and buy caramel apple coating, which tastes real better, way better. 12 ounces should be just the right amount as a whole bag of caramel. So we're gonna put that into another bowl. I can figure out how to get it out of the container.
So the chocolate chips are melted.
Oh, cool.
I put it in for 3 instead of 2 the second time.
Okay, cool. So now she's gonna spread, we're gonna keep about 1/4 cup of that, and the rest of it we're gonna spread onto this parchment paper. Let's just tilt this up and see if we can tilt this up a little bit so you can see that. Let's put the paper, paper this way. Okay, just dump it kind of in the middle there, Sadie, and then we'll, okay, and leave the rest of it in the thing, and we'll melt that a little more. And then she's just gonna spread this into a thin layer there with your spoon. Meanwhile, I'm gonna get this caramel and I'm gonna put it in the microwave and start, same process.
I think Capri is really gonna like
Yeah.
this.
And just decide, I don't know, they say just to do it into a rectangle. It doesn't have to cover this whole pan. Let's just kind of go with the edges of what we are, because we want enough there. This is what's gonna hold the stuff together. Yeah, so kind of fill out that corner down there a little bit, and then smooth it out so it's kind of even. I'm sure some people probably make it a lot prettier, but it probably tastes the same, so. Okay, then we're gonna cover that chocolate with pretzels. The recipe called for 16 ounces. I have a bag here, it has to be 32. I think we're just gonna put pretzels on until it feels right. Okay, Sadie?
Just put them on.
Yeah, just kinda, I just keep you know, you wanna put them on there close together, I would say. So we get crunch in every bite. These are just mini pretzels.
Oh.
If I hadn't had milk chocolate in my house, I probably would have just used, or chips, I probably would have just used semi-sweet, which I pretty much always have, because I do make chocolate chip cookies. That Sadie said, even if it's not apple, we might have to do here sometime. Or I think dark chocolate would be amazing too.
That's pretty good.
Okay, looks good. Now the caramel is almost done. And when it is, we're gonna mix the caramel in with these apples, which we've kind of dried some of the juice out of. And then we're gonna spread it on the top. So it'll probably take another minute for that. It was getting pretty close. And then we're gonna melt this a little more and drizzle it on the top.
Okay.
See, now I'm already thinking what I might do differently next time. If I have a big or a flat container that could put a lid on, these are gonna go to the orchard with us. So that would give me some way to cover them while we get them to the orchard. We're gonna put it in the fridge and get it nice and crispy first. Or get it set up. Okay, I think we're pretty good here, Sage. Maybe just give that a 1 because it won't take very long. So we got the caramel nice and melted. We're gonna add the apples. We're gonna add the caramel to the apples because this bowl is bigger. I'll take that spatula you have there, Sadie.
It smells so good.
Mm-hmm. This is the very caramel that we use on our caramel apples at Lepassix Orchard. I think it's really, really good. We get it in big buckets and then we package it so that we can sell it to the public because people asked. So therefore we have it. So Sadie's gonna, you wanna stir this up? Give you that spoon that I had before.
Oh.
A couple apples on the floor, we'll clean that up. Eventually. How's that going, Sades?
Good.
Kind of weird?
Yes.
Kind of weird, is it?
Yeah.
Well, then we're just gonna kind of spread it on the top. Let's just go for it. You wanna check on that chocolate. We want it pretty melty. I added an extra apple in here, and we may pay for that here a little bit, but it's what it is. I always did have trouble just following the directions as they're written. So. Whoa, the parchment paper wants to float away. I'm gonna let this down so I can get at it a little bit. You know, I think next time I might just put the apples on here and pour the caramel over the top.
Yeah.
It's a thought. We'll see. Of course, we could test the recipes ahead of time, but you know, where's the fun in that? Some things that we'll be doing are certainly our tried and true, things that we always do. Sadie has plans for some kind of a thing about all the different things you could do with apple pie in a jar, which is our homemade apple pie filling, which would also work for any canned filling. Okay. I think that'll work. I guess. Okay. Is that getting pretty close, you think?
Yeah.
There's one pretzel kind of by itself, I'm just gonna eat it. Very good. Hand wash. It'll be fine.
Basically how it was.
Yeah, it doesn't want to get any, it says to drizzle, we're not gonna be able to drizzle here, so we're gonna kinda. We're just gonna kinda put it on there. Wipe it on in spots. It'll be fine. There's chocolate on the bottom. Oh. Sorry about that. Alarm for something else we have going here. So, I think this is done. I think we're going to put this in the refrigerator and let it set, and then we'll come back to you and show you how it comes out, when we should be able to get it out and kind of break it in pieces. So we're back with our caramel apple bar. It's been in the fridge. It's got nice and stiff. We can get rid of this pan. And we're gonna see if we can just cut it. Otherwise, we might just break it or something. How is it?
Oh, I just tried the apples.
Oh, they probably taste like apples, huh? I think we could just kind of break it in pieces. Here,
Oh.
got yourself a piece you could try there? Mmm. That's super yummy. Very good. I think this is a winner. We'll see how it holds up with the pretzels and the apples, but I think this is definitely a winner. So, okay, thanks for stopping it by.